The hardest part of making this video is that most of you are not really going to watch it past 2 minutes, but it would be such a shame because I know you will get so much out of this video. If you are someone who wants to make money, but you have integrity, you have honesty, you have a heart, stay. You're going to wake up to your own BS. You're going to wake up to my BS. You're going to wake up to everyone else's BS. And hopefully you will develop your own ideas how to move away from BS. So stay, my friend. You will learn so much. So they've been lying to you. I have been lying to you. You've been lying to yourself. We're all playing this let's lie to each other game. It's a silent contract that we will all pretend that we're just being ethical, truthful, but the truth is brutal. And I actually became a lot more aware of this. Just something shifted today. And if you care to understand the cycle, the big, huge lie that you're being caught in the business world, trying to make it out there, whether you are a coach, whether you are building a business, then stay, because you're going to gain, honestly, so much value. Transformation. The biggest lie, the transformation, the big, big, big lie of the industry, the coaching industry lie, the transformation. It doesn't exist. At least not in the way it's been taught. I worked as a therapist for 18 years now, 18 years. And I've been through the trenches, been down in the dark rabbit holes that fucking sucks you in, with people holding space for them, holding space for their traumas, holding them, not literally, not physically, but like holding them so that they can go and experience what they need to experience. And so I respect the word transformation. It isn't something that needs to be used lightly, just thrown around. And I also respect the word healing, trauma. That's something that many of us have experienced. If you've got any mindset issue, if you've ever been down in your life, if you've ever been anxious in your life, you had some trauma. Okay, it's all kind of built up trauma, shows itself often as feeling low, feeling anxious. It's life. We've all been through there. Most of us have been through some experiences. By trauma, I don't necessarily mean something awful and something huge has happened. I'm not talking about capital T trauma. I'm talking about the stuff that happens at school. The teacher that kind of told you in front of the class that you're an idiot. The friend that kind of pulled your pants down at the bathroom and everyone laughed. This kind of stuff adds up. We go through a lot of stress in life. So transformation isn't something to be taken lightly. And I have a huge problem with all of those coaches promising you something that does not exist. And I found myself that I was almost doing the same. And I realized like my integrity was just holding me back, because I know and I respect human psyche that it is a lot more complicated than something that's lying at the end of a high ticket program with a bunch of other people for $5,000. No, it doesn't work like this. I've been there, I've done it. If transformation was real, I would have been bloody transformed myself, because I've been seen by the best therapists. I had the most amazing supervisors. I had some amazing spiritual awakenings and psychedelic journeys. I did it all. Am I transformed? Every time I learned something more. But no, transformation is not a moment in time. It is a progress, and it is something you have to work hard for. Just like wanting a great body, right? So I can go to gym, I can work out, which I am doing right now, and I feel like my arms are getting really good. But if I stopped working out today, what would happen in a week time? I'd start losing muscle. What would happen in a month time? I'd probably lose most of the muscle that I built from working out. And so transformation is no different. You're not going to transform because someone has got some 5-step system for you that you've never ever heard of. It's a brand new information. It does not exist. Just wake up. It does not exist. And so I cannot promise this to anyone. So what I can promise, that I would be creating a safe space for you to experience yourself, for you to grow within that safe space. And I can hold myself accountable to your growth. I can give you an accountability partner. I can actually hold your hand, guide you, but I cannot transform you. Only you can do that if you want to. The thing is, this is what sells. And it's just so frustrating and it's just so awful because we all want to earn more. We all need to earn more. Life is hard, right? You kind of say to yourself, because you've also been fed the idea that, oh, I don't want to be 75 years old and still going into work. Well, I mean, on one level, what's wrong with that? On another level, I completely get it, because if you don't like what you're doing, if you value your time more, then absolutely you have to find your freedom. And freedom goes through money. No one is denying that. But how do you make that money? I am a person, I have integrity, I have honesty, I have good intentions. I want you to do well. But there's a limit to that. There is a limit of what I can offer, what anyone can offer. And I hate the idea of over-promising and under-delivering, because this is what is happening so often. Okay, there's so much to say about this. This is how it all began. I was going through Instagram, scroll. Every 4 posts is another sponsorship. Someone else trying to sell me something. A lot of the time, what I'm being sold is like how to make clients, because I'm realizing that's not easy. So algorithm picked up on that. And Instagram algorithm is serving me a lot of people trying to sell me methods of how to make clients. And I realized the real truth here. I didn't want to make clients until I tightened up a few things, because something made me follow what everyone else was doing. Promise transformation. As a therapist, no one knows better than therapists. Transformation is a complex thing. I had so many moments in therapy where there was an absolute epiphany moment with a patient where they really became aware of something. Those moments are rare. They don't happen in every session. I don't cause transformation in every session. And in fact, therapy, so I keep stressing the word therapy. I trained years as a therapist. It's not just some 6-hour course online I've taken. I have studied 4 years there, 3 years there, 2 years there. You do the math. To become a therapist, it's a long, hard journey to sit in a room with people, listening to them day in, day out, whilst holding their pain, and you holding it on yourself. I'm holding a lot of trauma for people, and I'm happy doing that. It's not that I'm complaining, but I'm actually trying to show you that this is not just such a simple deal. Oh, you just take a 6-hour course and, off you go on your way. No, holding people, holding real space takes a little bit more work than that. So a lot of the time, these coaches, and I have no doubt some of them do great work, But oh, just the other day, something just drove me really mad. What was it? This guy, I'm not gonna give names, okay? So he's like a big guru. He is like from up north, I believe, and like he is doing so well. He's so good at what he's doing, but he doesn't seem to come from like a really educated or cultured background, but yet at the same time he's making a lot more money than I am, I have no doubt. So he is no doubt, you know, doing really well financially because he's authentic. And then in one of his videos, it was actually a sponsored, like it was actually an ad. He started talking about self-worth. Oh, it just made me cringe so much. Like, and the things he was saying about, like, oh, you don't have self-worth because that's all you're worth, and you know, you're not doing a good enough job because you're not doing a good enough job because you just, you know, what you're doing is only worth that much, and all of that jazz. And it just really made me want to jump out of the screen and just like tell him, shake him and tell him it's not that simple. It is not that simple. There are so many smart people out there, there are so many talented people out there. Honestly, just sometimes does not bloody happen for some people. They just have not met the right opportunity. So it's nothing to do with what you're providing is not good enough. You know, you could be the most amazing toilet cleaner, right? It like sparkles, shines after you're done with cleaning the toilet, but you will always be a toilet cleaner, right? They're not going to come and have a look at the toilet and then give you a CEO job at Apple. So it's just complex. It's complex. I really dislike it when people kind of start talking about concepts that they don't really understand on such depth about the human psyche and how complex we are as people. I'm going to bring myself back to the topic of the lies. As I was scrolling and then I went off in attention, I'm coming back. As I was scrolling, I realized so many people are trying to do the same thing. And that wasn't about me comparing myself to anyone because I know I'm worthy and you're worthy. You have so many qualities, you have so many people that love you, even though you may not really think that, you may be in a bad day, bad mood, whatever, but it is the truth. And so it is just really getting lost in such a vast space. You're like this little wave in the ocean. I've seen so many people that came out of Tony Robbins, that came out of the most expensive transformational events like Joe Dispenza. I've been to psychedelic journeys myself. I've been to ayahuasca retreats. I've been to mushroom retreats. And those were big things, right? Because this is where you open up your subconscious and you look at what's inside. And Joe Dispenza kind of does it through meditation. You know, Tony Robbins is very much kind of like a motivational coach, but he's obviously the best in his field. But those people maybe get hyped a little bit. You know, they're like, yeah, you know, I'm gonna make it, and or like they maybe really keep at a good discipline in their meditation, in their practices, whatever they've been taught, and maybe they keep it going. But then what happens a week later, a month later, things start to kind of dwindle, life hits us, and then we start to kind of take a few steps back, right? I've seen so many people that came out of Tony Robbins events and they went back to the way it was. And yeah, maybe some improvement, you know, I'm not denying that there's definitely some value there, but is an absolute transformation. Have they all become millionaires, billionaires? Have they done like so amazing? No, a lot of those people, they just, you know, continue their life as how it was, maybe with a little bit improvement. You know, I get dizzy just going through my Instagram. Like, people try to sell me things, and everyone has got a different talent, and everyone is wonderful and weird in so many different ways, and it's great. It is all great. But unless you're ready, no one, nothing can change anything for you. So My friend, I just wanted to wake you up to the truth about healing, transformation, to the truth about making money. It's brutal. It is brutal. And as awful as it sounds, I just really have that feeling that if someone made a lot of money very quickly, they have done some unethical stuff. Most wealth has been created with some shady stuff. That's the truth. Someone exploited someone manipulated someone coerced someone gaslighted someone extracted money from someone else who was not smart enough. I'm not saying all, I'm saying if a large wealth has been created, there's some shady stuff there. Okay, so where is this all going? If you are a coach or if you're starting a coaching business, I am not going to tell you how to find clients. I'm not going to tell you, do this 5-10 steps and it'll be amazing and you'll find 10 new unicorn clients. I just suggest sit down and think how you can be ethical, how you can have a heart in your business. When you have any business goals, think about its motive. Think about what is the real reason here. So I'm not saying making money is bad. We need it. We need to make more money. But maybe you're not going to sell high ticket clients. I don't know what that looks like for you. So there is nothing anyone can teach you that would be worth $1,000 for an hour. It doesn't exist. This type of information is not being held back from you. At the end of these high ticket calls, it just does not exist. There is no magic. It's all work. And yes, you can align yourself to the right place, to the right energy. Your heart can be clean. You can be really kind of aligned in a vibrational match to your aim, to your position. But if you're looking to hear this magical thing that's going to turn everything around in your business, I have news for you. You can save that money. Peace.